Igboke before me did that, so why will I go against that? But people who interrogate issues, who sit back to reflect on things, can actually say, look, I mean, we can change the status quo. This thing cannot continue this way. So ignorance has such a great role to play here, and that is why I am particularly impressed we are having this conversation.
Okay, now that ignorance is part of the problem, so how do we amplify awareness?
Yeah, that is what we are doing. We are on TV telling people. Even earlier in the morning today, we were in one of the radio stations in Enugu trying to speak on this. And, you know, there's a lot of sensitization going on, town hall meetings, advocacy visits. Even, like I told you, we had a training of police officers. We've had trainings of lawyers on these issues, because everybody needs to come into it and understand what it entails. That is no longer business as usual. It's no longer when a case of rape is brought to you and they're asking, was there penetration? No. VAP law now says even if you use any objects, it doesn't have to be the man who just, any objects you have penetrated. It could even be the mouth. Through the mouth, it could be through the, you know, anus and all of that. You have penetrated, you have committed rape. So if people don't know, for instance, maybe a police officer doesn't know, or any law enforcement officer doesn't know, you still be talking about the old way of their penetration. So there's need for massive sensitization of especially this law, this VAP law that talks more on this violence. It addressed it. You know, it took a lot of states' time before they could domesticate it, because they had to look at it again and again and again. It was as if the law was protecting only the women, but it is protecting everybody. It is called Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law. So anybody can approach the court if you are violated under that law. So there's need for constant engagement with the religious, because these are people who are the custodians of this culture, where you see people, even the religious leaders like my brother, you come to church and they are telling you, you know, God does not encourage divorce. You cannot divorce your husband. And the woman will stay in that marriage and die. We've had cases. One of our sisters, last 2 years or so, may God rest her soul, died. It was when she died, a lot of people said, hey, my husband used to beat me. You will go to pastor will say, God said, you know, let's keep praying, let's keep believing. We are not saying that we're encouraging divorce in any way, but you can leave that place of abuse so that you get yourself. You don't remain there. So there's need to engage the religious leaders, traditional rulers, the general public on this issue. Don't condone any form of violence, against you. Leave the place of abuse so that you will be alive to tell the story. You have the law that is protecting you. You have NGOs, you have agencies that you can run to that will help you to ensure that you get justice. So don't die in silence. This culture of silence is dealing with people. Either you are ashamed because you are raped. No. In Enugu State, for instance, we have Tamasak, the Sexual and Assault Referral Center, where people can go and report issues of sexual abuse, and you'll be taken care of. Then you will get access to the police, you get access to doctors, and all of that. They will look into your matter. So you don't need to die in silence. So we need to sensitize people, and that is why we are always on air. We are always on air. Tomorrow we'll be on air. We keep saying it. We keep any opportunity we have to enlighten the people. We do that so that people will know ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
That's right.
Yeah.
And on that note, I have to thank both of you so much for coming on the program tonight. Barrister Nnenna is a legal practitioner and gender rights advocate. I think you can hear that from every sentence. She is the coordinator of Wabma Media Development Foundation for Community Mobilization. Thank you for coming on the program. And Reverend Father Benjamin Achi, Director of Media and Communications, Godfrey Okoye University. He's also the station manager, Go Uni Radio 106.9 FM, the heartbeat of dialogue. Only both of us know why I'm adding the heartbeat of dialogue. All right. Thank you so much for your perspectives on the program tonight on the Eastern Eye. And that's the Eastern Eye for tonight. We'll be here tomorrow same time. And up next is Nka with Jumai Bala Mashe. But remember, tomorrow is Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We'll have a special edition of the AM show. You'll be joining us at 8 a.m. for our special coverage of that event and more. And Afia TV will also be rolling a special documentary on the issues of the Civil War. You want to watch that from 1 p.m. tomorrow. Please stay with us. My name is Alex Owodo.